Shabbat Shalom. You know, the High Holy Days are right around the corner, and Rosh Hashanah is breathing down my neck. I can feel the excitement and the anticipation and a little bit of terror. And there's a reason why we call these the days of awe, Yamim Noraim. We're, at least in theory, face to face with the Creator at this time. And would you really want to meet God face to face? Well, actually, I would. But it's not something we can immediately relate to or conceive of so easily. And yet, this term, Rosh Hashanah, is worth focusing on because it means head of the year. And the word Shana, usually translated as year, actually has a number of different meanings in Hebrew. Hebrew being one of those languages which is relatively poor in terms of the number of words that it has, but a rich language in terms of the nuances and slight differences in meaning that are ascribed to these words. So Shana certainly means year. It also means to repeat. And this captures the aspect of the year which is repetitive. It's the same 12 months pretty much every year. It's the same cycle of seasons every year. And Shana also captures the natural human tendency to be repeating the same mistakes over and over again as well. So that captures the repetitive nature of life, the cyclic nature of time. But the idea of Rosh Hashanah is to break out of that cyclic nature of time, to become better people and to live better lives. And so Shana also gives some clues about how we can do that as well. Because lishanot means to change. So ideally, Shana is not just a repetition of what happens year in and year out and habit in and habit out, but at this time of year we want to conceive of how we can change our habit patterns. Of course, change comes very difficult to most of us. We have to try and try again to change. I remember in the days long ago when I was smoking cigarettes, I had to quit at least 6 or 7 times before it finally stuck. And so were those times that I went back to smoking failures? Well, not exactly, because I still had a strong intent to quit, and it was just that the intention couldn't manifest right away. And I believe that's how it is with any bad habit. We have to learn how to change in order to make the change. And this is actually captured in yet another nuance of the word Shana. Shana also means to learn, to study, to inculcate. And this is where the word Mishnah comes from. Mishnah being a repetition of the law. And so there's learning that's involved in changing. We have to be able to learn how to change. And we might even have to learn by studying books about change. And you find these in the rabbinic literature because change has always been a very important part of Jewish life. And learning has been a value that's been glorified and praised and exalted from generation to generation. Jewish learning is not just learning for the sake of a profession or being able to use it in a practical way in the world, but it's a way of spiritually elevating ourselves, a way of getting onto a higher level, a higher plane of existence. And so these subtler understandings of Shana take us from the realm of time as a circular disc, a flat disc in which we keep repeating the same things over and over again. It transforms it into an ascending spiral. So now we're covering the same ground, but we're covering it on a higher level, in a different way, hopefully each year, so that as the cycle of seasons appear, manifest, as the succession of the months are lived, we're living them hopefully in a higher and better way than we were before, because of learning how to change and then actually making those changes. These nuances of the word Shana, which are built into the term Rosh Hashanah. This is not a time for levity, not a time for getting drunk, as New Year's celebrations often are, but rather a time of supreme sobriety and having the various channels of the head, the Rosh, open to where we are in our lives and where we'd really like to be in our lives and the changes we have to make in order to get there. So I want to wish you all a Shana Tova, a very happy new year, which hopefully will be truly new for you. A year in which you can live a new quality of living and thinking and feeling and perceiving, so that indeed this will not just be a flat repetition of previous years, but an ascending spiral which takes you higher and higher in the direction of good. So, Shabbat Shalom. We'll talk to you again soon.